Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something straight from the heart, something I learned the hard way, something that changed my life. If you do this one thing just once, toxic people will never bother you again. You know what most folks don't realize? Boundaries ain't about being mean. They're about being clear. You got to stop letting people come in and out your life like it's a 24-hour diner. Set the rules. Make them plain. When you don't, you teach people how to treat you by what you allow. You keep letting someone disrespect your time, lie to your face, cross your lines, and then you wonder why they keep doing it. It ain't because they didn't know better. It's because you never made it known that there was a line to begin with. I learned a long time ago, being nice will get you used. Being kind will get you overlooked. But having boundaries, that'll make the wrong people uncomfortable real quick. And that's exactly what you want. You can love people from a distance. You can care about them and still not let them mess with your peace. You can forgive folks without giving them another chance to do the same thing again. See, when you put a boundary up, you ain't being disrespectful. You're showing people how to respect you. But don't just whisper them. Don't just hope they get it. You say it, you live it, you mean it. You don't explain yourself 50 times. You say it once and let your actions follow. They'll either adjust or they'll exit. And either way you win. No more y'all waiting for people to change instead of changing the access they have to you. That's backwards. You don't wait for respect, you command it by what you allow, what you respond to, and what you no longer make room for. When you set your boundaries strong and unapologetically, you send a message. This is what I'm worth, and I'll never settle for less again. Let me tell you something real important. One of the most powerful words you'll ever learn to use in this life is no. Simple. 2 letters. But for some reason, it's one of the hardest things for people to say. You know why? Guilt, fear, worrying about what other folks gonna think. But the truth is, every time you say yes to something that don't serve you, you saying no to yourself. And that's where you start losing your power. I used to be that guy, always saying yes. Yes to people who drained me. Yes to things I didn't want to do. Yes to staying late, helping out, picking up the slack because I didn't want to let anyone down. But I was letting myself down every single time. You can't build a life you love if you're busy living for everybody else. Saying no don't make you selfish. It makes you smart. It makes you healthy. It means you value your time, your energy, your priorities. And guess what? The people who really love you, the ones who respect you, they ain't gonna be mad when you draw a line. It's only the users, the manipulators, the ones who depended on your silence. They the ones who get loud when you start saying no. But let them get mad. Let them walk away. That's not your burden to carry. Your job is not to be everything for everybody. Your job is to protect your peace, protect your purpose, and protect your heart. So next time you feel that pressure to say yes when you really mean no, pause, breathe, and stand firm. Say no with your whole chest. No apology, no explanation, just no, and watch your life start to change. Sometimes the most powerful move you can make is to get up and walk away. Not argue, not fight, not try to fix it. Just leave. Because the truth is, no matter how strong you are, If you stay in a toxic environment long enough, it's going to drain you. Poison don't care how tough your skin is. You stay in it too long, it gets in your system. That job that keeps belittling you, that relationship that keeps breaking you down, that group of people that make you feel small. You got to recognize when it's not growth, it's damage. And you owe it to yourself to get out before it eats you alive. See, we get comfortable in chaos sometimes. We think this is just how it is, or maybe I can change it, or if I just try harder. Nah, let me tell you something. Peace is not supposed to be a reward after suffering. Peace is supposed to be the standard. And if where you are is stealing your joy, making you question your worth, keeping you anxious or angry all the time, then that place is not your home, it's your trap. You don't need permission to leave. You don't need a round of applause. You don't even need people to understand. You just need to trust that your well-being matters more than someone else's comfort. You don't heal in the same environment that made you sick. Sometimes the most healing thing you can do is pack your spirit and go. Walk away from the mess, walk toward clarity. And don't look back out of guilt, look forward with purpose. Because where you're headed is way too valuable to stay stuck in what's been holding you back. Let me tell you something that most people never learn in time. Peace is the most expensive, most valuable thing you'll ever own. And if you don't love yourself enough to protect it, somebody else will come in and wreck it for free. We live in a world where people will try to rent out a space in your mind, your heart, and your soul like it's theirs to occupy. They'll dump their problems on you, bring their chaos into your calm, stir up drama where there was none, and expect you to just sit there and smile through it. But when you love yourself, I mean really love yourself, you stop giving out front row seats to people who ain't clapping for you. Loving yourself enough to protect your peace doesn't mean you shut down. It means you rise up. It means you finally understand that you don't owe anybody access to your mental, emotional, or spiritual space just because they've known you for years, or just because they're family, or just because they once did something for you. That kind of guilt will keep you trapped in cycles that were never meant for you. You got to look around at your life and ask yourself, who's bringing me peace and who's costing me peace? That one question will change everything. See, when you love yourself, you learn how to choose you. And choosing you ain't selfish. It's necessary. You can't pour into others if your own cup is dry. You can't give love when all you've got inside is stress and frustration. That's not strength. That's self-neglect. You've been taught that sacrificing everything for everyone else is noble. But let me ask you this. When was the last time you showed up for you? When was the last time you said, this don't feel right and I'm walking away no matter what they think? When was the last time you made a decision that put your own peace first? There's a reason your soul feels tired when you're around certain people. There's a reason your spirit feels heavy in certain places. That's your inner self telling you, this ain't right. But if you ignore it long enough, you stop hearing it. And that's dangerous. Because once you lose the sound of your own peace, you start living for noise. You'll start chasing validation, trying to keep the peace outside while dying inside. But when you love yourself, you don't settle for that. You learn to rest. You learn to say no. You learn to take a day for yourself without guilt. You learn to sit in silence and be okay because you finally understand that you are enough. Even when you're not performing for the world, let me break this down for you. Not everyone deserves access to you. Some people bring stress, negativity, and confusion into your life like it's a gift, and then have the nerve to call you difficult when you stop accepting it. That's fine, let them call you whatever they want, but protect your peace like your life depends on it, because in many ways it does. Peace is what keeps you sane. It's what helps you sleep at night. It's what gives you the strength to face tomorrow. And if loving yourself means cutting off a few people, letting go of a few habits, or walking away from a few situations, then baby, do it. And don't you dare apologize for it. Because the day you decide that your peace matters more than their opinions is the day you start truly living. One of the hardest lessons I had to learn, and I mean learn the hard way, was that you cannot fix people who don't want to be fixed. You can love them, you can pray for them, you can show up and support them all day long. But if they don't want to change, if they ain't ready to grow, then all you're doing is draining yourself. And let me tell you something. Trying to rescue folks who keep jumping back into the same fire is a full-time job that will leave you burnt out and empty. See, some people don't want healing, they want attention. Some people don't want accountability, they want excuses. And if you're not careful, you'll spend your life pouring all your good energy into a person who's committed to staying the same. That's not love. That's self-sabotage. You think you're being loyal, you think you're helping, but what you're really doing is tying your peace to someone else's chaos. And that's not yours. You have to let people be who they are, even if that means loving them from a distance. You don't have to go down with their ship just because you care. At some point, you have to ask yourself, am I holding on to help them? Or am I holding on because I'm afraid to let go? That's a serious question, because no matter how much potential a person has, potential without effort is nothing. It's not your job to drag someone across the finish line. If they want it, they'll move. If they don't, you move on. You deserve people who match your energy, not people who drain it. Stop trying to fix what keeps breaking and watch your life get lighter. Let me break something down for you real quick. Silence is one of the most powerful tools you've got. Not everything deserves a response. Not every insult needs a clapback. Not every fool is worth arguing with. Sometimes the best thing you can do is say absolutely nothing and keep it. People will test you. They'll poke, they'll prod, they'll try to drag you into their storm just to watch you spin. And when you don't react, when you don't take the bait, oh, they get uncomfortable. That's because toxic folks feed off your energy. They want your anger. They want your frustration. They want to control the moment. But silence takes the control back. It says, you don't move me. You don't shake me. You don't get to decide how I feel today. I had to learn that not every battle is mine to fight. You don't prove your worth by explaining yourself to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. You don't have to show up to every argument you're invited to. Maturity is knowing your peace is too expensive to waste on pettiness. Sometimes the most grown-up thing you can do is walk away with your dignity and